Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So today we want to be talking about the movie Michael. Yes, me and my sister and my brother Michael, my sister Patricia, my two daughters, Nigeria and Nyla, we went to see the Michael movie and we went April 25th and we had a ball. So let's just start off. This is the Michael movie cast and it's a lot of people and I don't want to leave anybody out. I loved the whole cast. I feel all of them brought to the table what they needed to bring. Okay. So first we have Michael, Jaafar Jackson. We have Miles Teller as John Bronker, Coleman Domingo as Joe Jackson, Juliana Valdi as Little Michael Jackson, Nia Long as Catherine Jackson. You got Laura Harrier as Susan DePasse, Mike Myers, Jessica Sula as Latoya Jackson, Kendrick Sampson as Quincy Jones. Let's move along. We ain't leaving nobody out. Keelan Durrell Jones, he plays as Bill Ray. Teresa Palmer as Debbie Rowe. Lorenz Tate as Barry Gordy. Derek Luke as Johnny Cochran. Liv Simone as Gladys Knight. Emily, I can't pronounce your name, sweetheart. Zapatonaki, I'm sorry. She played as Cheryl Crow, Jaden Harville, Jermaine Jackson, Don Miradoff, sorry, butchering names, Robert Mapplethorpe, Ryan Hill, Tito Jackson, Nathaniel Logan, McIntyre, Trey Horton, Marlon Jackson, Jalen Lyndon Hunter, Juden Edwards Tito Jackson, Joseph David Jones as Jackie Jackson, Katie Kay as concert goer number one, and Kevin Shinnick as Dick Clark, and Jamel Henderson as Jermaine Jackson. Guys, this movie was everything. Hi guys, so as you can see, here is a recording of Jafar Jackson and Asia Fuqua, Anton Fuqua daughter. They're practicing for the scenes for Thriller, as you can see. And as you can see, they both look super adorable doing this. It looked like they're just having so much fun. You can see it all over both of their faces. So it's super cute. And Jafar did an outstanding job playing as Michael in the Michael movie. I mean, you have to go and look at a lot of his interviews when he talked about when he took the role to play Michael. His acting class, when they found out he got the role to play Michael, everybody was super happy. This movie was phenomenal. I don't know what Rotten Tomatoes was talking about. I have no idea, but the fact that I looked at the movie, Michael, like it was a celebration, right? And the fact that people wanted to dig up things that hurt Michael so bad, it hurt so many people that loved Michael Jackson. Why did y'all want to dig that up? That's not even important anymore because Michael was exonerated. He didn't do these terrible things. So why you want to dig that up? Let's celebrate Michael's legacy. That's what's important, not this other stuff that they tried to put on this man's name and tear this man down. Okay? So we need to focus on what really matters. And Michael will always and forever be the king of pop, the world's greatest entertainer. And his nephew, Jafar, oh my God, I watched so many of his interviews. He said he had to earn that role. He was not a nepotism baby like people thought. He had to study for about 2 years, okay? But the cool thing with Jafar Jackson, he already had the mannerisms because he's a bloodline. Do you understand? He had the mannerisms. When you see this young man being interviewed, he's so poised. He reminds me of a prince, right? His personality is just lovable, you know. So he did such an amazing job. There's not enough words to explain how Jafar outshined. I mean, he probably did better than what he thought he would do. He really, really became Michael. He was not imitating Michael. He became Michael. It was just Sometimes watching the movie, you had to take a double look. Like, that's Jafar, or is that Michael? That's how well invested he was in becoming his uncle. That is the love that he had for his uncle Michael Jackson. And for the people that kept saying he doesn't address him as Uncle Mike, I mean, if he's explaining things, why do he have to constantly keep saying, and my Uncle Michael, and my Uncle Michael? Everybody in the whole world knows that Jafar Jackson is Michael Jackson's nephew. So when he's explaining himself, I don't see why he had to keep saying that. And there's a few times in certain interviews, he addressed him as Uncle Mike, but he was addressing him by his name because his name is Michael. So I just didn't understand why people were like losing their mind about that, because it's crazy. In our family, we call our parents by their names. Um, it's not rude. It's just, it is what it is. It's like that in the Jacksons. Like they call JoJo, right? Catherine, their mother, Catherine, their father, Joseph. Okay? Okay, guys, so also you can see this nice little montage here of Jafar Jackson and little Giuliano Valdi. You see Jafar in all his Michael Jackson transformations, and then you see little Giuliano is playing as little young Michael. They both did an amazing job. Like I said, I just think the whole cast was magical. I just felt like, they were a dream team. When you think of Antoine Fuqua, you think of John Logan, and you think of Graham King. They was a dream team. They came together, and I think they did an amazing job. Everybody that worked on this movie did an amazing job. The Jacksons being involved in it, it was wonderful. This was magical, guys. I don't understand why people are complaining about anything. Like I said, this movie was like a beautiful celebration, and we are here for it. Definitely, we were here for it, and we cannot wait to see the next part. Um, the fact that some people was a little skeptical with Jafar not knowing could he do the role, but if you saw, Jafar is already a talented singer, he's already a talented dancer, he already has what it takes. It's like Jafar Jackson was born to do this, okay? It's like he was just born to do it, and he did it with such grace. He paid so much homage to his uncle. He worked his behind off, guys, just to bring this movie. Like, he really brought Michael back to us. Like, it was insane. When I saw him on the screen, I just could not believe what I was seeing. I didn't see it as acting. I just saw it as like, okay, this is Michael. This is not somebody who's playing Michael. This is Michael. So when Marlon Jackson and Jackie Jackson got really emotional about his nephew, watching his nephew on that screen, those Jacksons, some of them, they cried. Catherine Jackson, she cried, because it was just a beautiful homage to Michael. They saw that Jafar did this with nothing but love. This was nothing but love, guys. How could anybody hate on that? Nothing but love. And we are so proud of them, all of them. I love the whole cast. That's why I read everybody's name. If I missed anybody, I apologize. I don't want to miss anybody. Everybody deserves their flowers, and you give people their flowers while they're here. And I just wish Michael could have known how, oh my God, how he impacted this world, and how he was so much of a beautiful man. I wish Michael could have known that. I hope Michael knew that. He was not just the world's greatest entertainer, but he was a humanitarian. This movie showed you the type of person that Michael was. He cared too much. That's why now I understand why people were saying he was too good for this world, because he loved too much. He cared too much about people, and he loved animals. He just had a good heart, and people couldn't stand that. His light was shining too bright. They couldn't take it. They could not deal with his aura, his goodness. You understand? Hey guys, so here I am. So I'm with Jafar Jackson image, and he tells Miles Teller how he unlocked the King of Pop. So let's just look into it. So here's the interview. So Jaafar Jackson filming Michael was the type of experience that reshapes who you are for the better. To be able to live in those shoes, feel some of what he was feeling, see life through fresh eyes the way Michael did. It was important to feel all those things so I could come from a place of truth rather than trying to imitate or copy the shape of the moves. And some awesome pictures of Jafar. And it says you can do the moonwalk, but to make it believable is a whole different thing. So here's Miles Teller. He asked Jafar, did you keep any props? Was there anything that fell off the truck, as they say? And Jafar Jackson said, maybe I shouldn't tell you that yet. And he laughed and he said, I definitely have a couple of things that meant a lot to me, but I did not just take them. I definitely ran it by a couple of people and got their blessings. And some more awesome pictures of Jafar and more interviewing. So Jafar Jackson said, I'm most excited about people getting to understand Michael from a point of view they haven't seen before, to feel the quiet moments, because a lot of people are familiar with the very big iconic moments, but there's a whole emotional layer that hasn't ever really been seen. And here's the last photo of Jafar. Okay, so all the people who was talking their smack about the Michael movie, now this is coming straight from Google, okay? I typed in the Michael biopic grossed how much money so far? And this is the results, okay? So it says as of early May 2026, the Michael Jackson biopic Michael has grossed over 430 million worldwide, including roughly 184 million domestically in just 2 weeks of the release. The film sets records with a 97 million domestic opening weekend and has rapidly become one of the highest grossing musical biopics, trailing only Bohemian Rhapsody. So, as we continue, it says the total gross global approximately 430.3 million to 441.2 million, according to reports following the second weekend. Domestic gross roughly 184 million with a strong second weekend of 54 million. Opening record, the 97 million domestic debut set a new record for the highest grossing biopic opening weekend. Reception, despite a 39% critic score, it has a 97 audience score on Rotten Tomatoes, driving strong ticket sales. So Rotten Tomatoes, no wonder you call it rotten, because you guys just wanted to tear this movie down for whatever reason. I don't know, but I'm going to tell you, I don't follow the critics. I don't give a damn what they say, because I'm the type of person, I'm going to go see it for myself. And the numbers don't lie. We all know numbers don't lie, right? So here you have it. So these are the numbers. And Michael, you're winning. You are shining, okay? As you always have. And people try to dim your light, Mr. Jackson, but they cannot dim your light because too many people love you, okay? You have brought so much joy to this world, Michael. We will always forever love you and celebrate you, okay? Here we have it. It says Prince Jackson, Michael Joseph Jackson Jr., the eldest son of Michael Jackson, is an executive producer on the 2026 biographical film Michael, which chronicles his father's life and legacy. He was heavily involved in the film's development, connecting producers with key figures and working to protect his father's image. A film role as an executive producer, Prince focused on preserving his father's legacy, assisting with the development process and ensuring accuracy regarding the King of Pop's life and work. Involvement, he helped connect producers Graham King with people who worked with Michael Jackson to aid in the film's development. Biopic context. The film, directed by Antoine Fuqua, covers Michael Jackson's life from the time in the Jackson's 5 to his career in the late 1980s. Family connection. Prince's cousin Jaafar Jackson portrays Michael Jackson in the film. Okay. And it talks about Prince. It says other projects. Prince has also produced music videos, including for the Soundflowers in 2020, and runs the Hill Los Angeles Foundation. So Prince Michael, when you look at him, he just seems like a lovable, loving young man. Also, like his father, he's like following in his father's footsteps. He does a lot of wonderful things. If you go to his Instagram, you can see he wants to heal the world also. So who he got that from? No one other than his dad. Okay. And it says Prince has stated that his goal as a producer is to bring a genuine perspective of his father to audiences, highlighting the cause and effect that made him who he was. Okay, so that is wonderful to see. Thank you so much for that, Prince Jackson. We at the end of this video, and as you can see, we in this website right here, which is IMDb, and we're going to scroll down. And once again, we're talking about Michael. It's a 2-hour movie in 9 minutes. Okay, and there's a little bit of synopsis right here about it. And you got some little trailers here. You can play them and watch them. Scrolling down a little bit more photos. You can go look through all the photos. Wonderful trailers. And scrolling down, this is the top cast. And the top cast is Jafar Jackson as Michael, Coleman Domingo as Joseph Jackson, Nia Long as Catherine Jackson, and Giuliano Valdi as little young Michael. And then it goes on to Jaden Harville as the young Jermaine Jackson, Jane and Lyndon Hunter as the young Marlon Jackson, Judah Edwards as the young Tito Jackson, and Nathaniel Logan McIntyre as the young Jackie Jackson, right? And it goes on and on. And I read these other people, right? But you're talking about the top cast right here. Jafar, he killed it. He nailed this. He embodied Michael. He became Michael. We all know that. Coleman Domingo, his personality like Joseph Jackson, he pulled it off so well. Like he really became Joseph. He was very intimidating on that screen. Okay? And then you had Nia Long as Catherine. She was the beautiful, loving, supporting mother as always. And I think she did a fantastic job. And little Giuliano Valdi, man, little Giuliano. I mean, the way he played his role, he crushed it. It was beautiful. He got into those emotions like Michael as a little boy. And as you can see, it showed Michael was just this loving little young boy, just adorable, beautiful little child. And all the rest of the Jackson brothers, they all did their thing. Handsome, what a handsome cast, such a beautiful cast, beautiful women, gorgeous, y'all. We couldn't be more prouder. We couldn't be more prouder. Can't talk about everybody, but like I said, everybody did their part. When I noticed Lorenz Tate, I was like, wow, yo, he made a dope Berry Gordy. I was just so proud of everybody. They call me a sucker. Then I'm just a sucker, but I loved it. I loved with Antoine Fuqua, John Logan. I love what they did. And Graham King, I loved it. Okay. They knew they had a winner on their hands. And the rest of the Jacksons, I'm not sure why they weren't in it, but I would just say this. I respect what they wanted. And when you think about it, guys, the movie is called Michael. It's not called Michael and the Jacksons. So Janet, Reby, and Randy, if they wasn't in it and they decided, respect what they wanted. If that's what they wanted, that's what they wanted. Because at the end of the day, they looking at it like, well, the movie is called Michael. It's not about us. It's about Michael. You understand? Although they put the brothers in it because how Michael got started with the Jackson Five. Okay. So y'all, we at the end of the road here. You could go on and on about this movie. This movie was fantastic. It was a straight 10 for me. A straight 10. Okay. A 10 plus 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 plus. I loved it so much. I was emotional. There's times tears welled up in my eyes. I was just so happy, and I just thank God that all of this whole cast and all the writers and the creators and the producers and the directors and all of y'all, Thank you from the bottom of my heart for pulling this movie off. You were all the dream team. And this is where I'm going to end it.